know we all have them. Please don't tell me you've already fallen off the wagon. You're drinking straight from a bottle of wine, eating a whole pizza. No, we're going to keep you on track with your New Year's resolutions because Dr. Karyn Gordon is here. She's going to help you out. I promise. Although there's something to be said for drinking wine straight from the bottle.
Hi, sweetie. Yeah, true.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too. What a great segment to kick off this year. I love this topic. I get very excited about this topic, very energized.
I love it, too. You and I like to talk about it. I think we could talk about goals all day, all night. But the thing that we hear from viewers is that that's great to have all of these great big things you want to do for the new year. How do I make them stick? How do I get it to happen? So help us.
Okay, so let's start with the scary stats, and then we're going to get to the good stuff. Okay, so the scary stats are most people actually set goals. When I'm actually, so I asked our beautiful audience here, you know, who actually sets goals? Almost everybody actually said yes. Good. So most people actually set goals. However, this is kind of where it gets a little bit scary. Only 8% actually achieve them by the end of the year. 8? Research, research from one particular university found that only by the end of the year, only 8% actually achieve it. So a lot of people get like lots of big goals, but then it just kind of like starts falling off. And part of the reason is because in terms of goal setting, so we think about like, I want to have this particular goal. If we don't have the habits to sustain the goal, they will not work. And so other research from Duke University actually found that in terms of our overall behavior, 40% of our behavior is based on habit.
Yes, that makes sense to me.
And so we have this like limited amount of actually conscious decision making that we can do, and if it's not built into a habit, it's actually not going to work. So when we're talking about today is not only what do you want to do, but what are the habits you have to kind of attach to it for it to stick.
Okay, that is very good.
Yes.
Habit number 1 is a good one, and I think it's one that a lot of people struggle with, and it is write it down.
Write it down. So other stat, only 1 out of 10,000 people write down their goals.
Oh, interesting.
1 out of 10,000. So I'm talking to the girls up in the makeup room. Who set goals? Well, yeah, I've got goals. Who wrote down? Nobody's written them down.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
So I'd be curious from you, from our audience. You know, a lot of you have goals here. Who has actually written them down? If you don't write them down, there's no staying power. It's kind of like, it's more like an idea. It's not really a goal. It's like an idea.
Right. It's not. It's never going to turn like from idea, goal to action. I like to write mine down.
Yes. Yeah.
Tracy is our star student. So I brought this specifically, not to say, look at me, but to say that I'm actually consciously and intentionally thinking about all the things I want to do, and then actually breaking them down into little action points. Because if they don't go from the big, oh my God, I'm going to be a size 4 this year, to an actual, this is going to be my meal plan on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's not going to happen.
That's right.
So this is this success planner is actually from Karyn Purcell. I will put all the information on our website.
Great.
You might find it a bit overwhelming because there's a lot of things to fill out in here. You don't have to fill it all out. That's not what it's about. You pick and choose what's going to help you along your way, and just make sure all of the points turn into action. So I'm big on goals, not just for January though. I think it's an all year round sort of thing.
So this is so I've actually been doing a journal, and I love that. I love how structured that is. So for a lot of people, they'll really like the structure. I got this just at a bookstore. It's the little journal. It costs $6. I've had one of these for the last 20 years. So every year I'll get one of these. At the beginning of the page, I'll actually write down all my different goals that I want for that year into different categories. And then the nice thing I like about this is then I take it with me in my purse. So when I'm standing in line, I will pull it out and I'll kind of look it over. If I'm sitting in the car, I will look over it so that it's kind of my roadmap for that particular year.
That's great.
And so my husband, who does not like setting goals, love him so much. Some people just are, that's not their thing. He loves me to do the brainstorming, and then I present it to him.
Okay.
So that may work for your
goals, you mean?
Well, yeah. So I'll kind of like, because you'll have like family goals, or you'll have financial goals, right? So a lot of the goals will be kind of similar, but then there will be some separate ones as well. So that's what we do. So at the beginning, but the idea is writing it down, and the idea is you have to write down in something that's going to work for you. So it could be your computer, it could be your phone, it could be a journal, but something that you are looking at it all the time. You're reminding yourself, what is it exactly that I really want to do for myself for this year?
It's like a vision board.
It's totally like a vision board.
That's why people do vision boards.
That's right.
So you can wake up and see it every day, and then get that constant reminder and that jolt. Okay, I have to do something about this because this is where I want to be.
That's right. So very important to have one place for all your goals.
Okay, so write it down.
Yep.
Habit number 2. Measure it.
Measure it. So this is really important. So the idea is a lot of people said, I want to work at the gym, or like I want to like work at the gym.
Yeah.
I want to, you know, there's financial goals, there's eating better goals, there's traveling goals, there's better relationship goals. Fantastic. What you want to do, every single one of your goals, you need to scale it. It's really important that your brain kind of knows where's my starting point and where do I want to go. Now, sometimes it's easier. Like someone will say, I want to save $5,000, or if I want to save $1,000, whatever it is. That's more concrete. But what do you do about like a relationship goal? What I encourage people to do is still you scale it, 0 to 10. So like, let's say somebody was saying, I want to eat better. So to this particular person, I would say on a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate your eating right now? Like 3 out of 10. Where would you like to get to by the end of the year? I'd like to get to about an 8. And you put that beside the goal that you're actually writing it down. So what you're now really telling yourself is, this is what I want, here's my starting point, and here's really with where I want to go.
So you're getting specific.
Now you're starting to get very specific. You're creating a very, very clear vision with what you want.
Okay, all right, and you have to know what the 2 out of 10 and the 6 out of 10 represents to you.
Correct.
In terms of commitment,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And then are you measuring, sort of prioritizing?
In what way?
Or are you just trying to get them all at once?
So I would actually, when you do the writing part, I would get them all done at once.
Yeah.
This is the way I like to do it. I like to do it for the entire year. You can keep adding to it. And I only, but no more than about, I'd say 10 or 12 for the entire year.
Or it's overwhelming.
Or it's overwhelming. And this kind of leads us to our next habit number 3, which is when you actually have your final map, only focus on one habit and goal at a time.
Yeah, I agree.
This is the thing that I really messed up on. One of my big goals was cooking.
Oh gosh.
Cooking is not one of my strengths. That's why I love coming to the show and I like hanging out with all the chefs backstage and they like try to teach me, because I am not very good in the kitchen. And it was disastrous.
Yeah.
My recipes were disastrous. I was coming home and telling my kids I have a new recipe and they started like freaking out because they were just horrible. Like, and I'm honestly not kidding you. And then Claire Tansey, she says, Karyn, I think you're taking it on too much.
Yeah.
I was taking on like 5 different new recipes. Like, and I realized it has to be only one recipe.
Right.
One easy recipe.
Yeah.
And so that's the next thing, is you want to focus on one habit. It takes 3 weeks to break a habit, 3 weeks to make a habit. So you want to really focus in on one habit, conquer it, and then you're actually introducing it to the next one.
We could go on and on and on about this topic.